Hi, I'm Scott Daniels. I pastor here in California. When I'm teaching membership classes, oftentimes people have questions about salvation. In particular, the question called eternal security. The question usually gets phrased this way: do Nazarenes believe that people can lose their salvation? That's a really great question and sort of a complicated one, but the answer is really pretty simple. Sometimes we think about God as a judge who looks at our life and determines whether we get to go to heaven or not. You see, there are a couple of ways of thinking about God. Sometimes we think about God as a judge, but more often than not, we like to think of God as a being with whom we are in relationship. For God invites us into relationship. In fact, the biblical metaphor that's used most often for God is that He is a lover who longs for us to be in relationship with Him, or He is a father who longs for His children to love Him and walk with Him. And because of that relational nature that Wesleyans emphasize in salvation, relationships are two-way streets. We never have to worry, is God going to walk away from us? But sometimes we have to ask this question: is it possible for us to walk out of relationship with God? And because of that relational nature, then Wesleyan Christians oftentimes emphasize that, like the prodigal son, there are times when someone who has been home can say to God, I'm going to take my inheritance and go my own way. And that God, brokenhearted, allows His covenantal partners to walk out of that relationship with Him. Now, I want to say that there is a danger there. Sometimes when we talk about that relational nature, we can get kind of paranoid. We can start taking our pulse and wonder, am I in relationship with God? Am I out of relationship with God? Is there something that is going to throw me out of relationship with God? I want to say very clearly, we believe that God's grace is as vast as this ocean behind me, that we never have to worry about God throwing us out of relationship. The question is really ours. And John Wesley believed that we could live each day with the assurance of our salvation. In fact, sometimes when people ask me the question, can I lose my salvation? I get a little tickled. It's almost like asking, where did I put my cell phone? I lose my cell phone all the time. Where is it? Where is it? We can't think of our salvation that way, as though we can somehow lose it or set it aside. But we can live, Wesley says, with the assurance that each day we know that we belong to God and that He belongs to us. And that's the kind of life, the relational life with God, that we want to emphasize. Again, this is an important question, and I believe that in some ways God is a judge who looks at our life through grace and judges us righteous before Him, not because of our own works, but because of His grace. But most importantly, God is a father who wants to walk in relationship with His children, and because of that, we need every day to respond to His grace and to walk in relationship with Him. So I want to say again that the question about our salvation is an important one. But I want to emphasize that we do believe that God is in some ways a judge, but He has judged our lives righteous through the grace and mercy of Christ. But most importantly, God invites us into relationship with Him. We never have to worry if God is going somewhere, but we always want to daily walk in the assurance that we are in relationship with Him and spend each day in the light of His love, walking in His grace, living as His children. May God bless you.